Also have my good friend Raymond from Samsung Next Ventures. And unfortunately, he's here only today, only part of tomorrow. So come on up, Raymond. And Raymond was going to be on the investor panel tomorrow. But tell us how you're thinking about at Samsung Next. And I know you are invited at some of the most important gatherings. How's the world thinking about agents, agentic web?
Well, number one, thanks, Ramesh and the organizer here, right? This is really a builder community. I mean, basically, we just literally, in the last 5 minutes, putting me on the stage, all right? Just in time. So Samsung Next is basically a venture investment for Samsung Electronics, right? If you think about Samsung Electronics, what is that company? One of the largest consumer electronics company, okay? Consumer empowerment. We want to improve consumer experience, all right? We don't necessarily want to monetize on consumer data, okay? So all this, match very well, no surprise, to decentralization, okay? To, on-device AI, okay? We have been pushing for decentralization as basically the whole fund meta strategy since, 2017, days, okay? So obviously we invest a lot in the blockchain era last time. These days, more emphasis on AI, in particular on-device AI, edge AI, robotics, okay? And all the other, like digital health and other services, enrich our hardware products, okay? So this approach, what we do these days is we make one new investment a week, okay? Across this large, surface, we select, 3 to 5 companies to work very much closer with more resources behind it. One of them, is Liquid AI. Okay, so that's how we work with everyone. Okay, we show up at where you guys meet. Let it be, academic conference. Let it be in community like this, right? So the agentic web is very exciting. Okay. Just think about what's going on so far. With the amazing progress of large language models, the power gets more concentrated, and software gets more like the old, monolithic software. More expensive, only a few people can develop it, can release it. What's the counterbalance? Is this agentic web? Okay. How you can win that game? There's no way you can win playing the same old game. You cannot compete on the foundation model front. But on the other hand, how did internet era app developers win against monolithic software vendors? You have a swarm of builders. You can react faster. You can experiment way faster. You can discover the long-tail user experience that the bigger guys cannot afford or don't want to or don't know how to engage. Okay. This is what, in my view, agentic web.
And so you think the era of building solution on top of large models, like some people call them kind of LLM wrappers or API wrappers. I think that era is kind of, we're slightly behind that. And the power is with people who are going to build their own small models and deploy them on the edge.
I would say don't go against the cloud or don't go against the, the large models per se, okay? Embrace it. Learn to embrace it. More practically, there will be a coexistence of small models and large models. Small models run on device for many reasons. A large model can actually aggregate all those, intelligence across many users. There are reasons for both. Yeah.
So is there a risk though? I mean, as a scientist, I believe in edge AI. In fact, we have a whole working group on edge AI.
Right.
And Samsung is part of that. But is that also a risk for some of the innovators, some of the projects, some of the founders here, which is, hey, eventually it might get owned by the device makers, maybe not necessarily Samsung, but people are selling the OS or selling, a large usage platforms like WhatsApp and so on. Is there also a risk of, even if you go to edge AI and build the agentic web on edge AI, it will also run into a similar problem of centralization?
Yes, yes. right? I mean, in fact, I had just a conversation with one of my portfolio company founder because I wear both hats, right? I say, oh, terrible business model because you are really, right now, you don't have too much pricing power because you can only work with a few, large OEMs, right? But on the other hand, I think that's my pure, speculation. There will be an app store moment, like agent stores, all right? Some vendors will be proactive in setting that up. Okay, so there's no clear answer. It's too early to say, okay, because the tech is not ready yet. But there are different players. Okay, some players will be more open, want to embrace this decentralized, ecosystem model, and they will likely set up what it means, like future, agent store, so that everyone can monetize. Okay, and that's a business strategy discussion.
Fascinating. Yeah. Thank you, Raymond. Every time I meet Raymond, I learn something new. Thank you for joining us.